Hey everyone, it's me, Whimsy, and I'm back home with my beautiful cat, Mila, who is walking around in front of us. She might jump up here. So, China's in trouble. It's interesting to read the news and then do a remote view, and then what you see in the remote view is in conflict with what we are seeing in the news. The news is very concerned about China investing in Russia's war against Ukraine. There she is. She's just saying hello. I don't look, if there's an escalation of the war, if Russia and China get together to invest in this war, it would be in conflict with what the remote views look like. Here's what the remote views look like. Russia's bankrupted. They have completely wiped out the money they had put aside for the Russian military. There's a certain amount of money they have in the budget that goes towards the military. It's emptied. The money's gone. The Russian military is so broke right now, they can't pay the Wagner group. Now, they could try and hire another soldier of fortune group. This is what they are saying to me. Please don't get mad at me. This is what they're saying. So they're looking for somebody who might be cheaper than the Wagner group. This was one of the possibilities that Russia went to. And it's offensive, but they say they can find fighters in Africa where they will pay less. If they get fighters out of Libya, if they get fighters out of Africa, these are armies that are hired to go in and cause civil unrest. They can bring one of these groups in that's going to charge less than Wagner. So this is part of the conflict that's happening, part of the reason why soldiers don't have the ability to protect themselves in Russia. They have to pay for their own protective equipment is because the money is gone. All the money that they had put aside for their military is gone. So this is not necessarily something they're openly talking about, is the military budget in Russia. It's bankrupted. They don't have any more money. So they have to go to China and get China to cooperate. But what do we know about China? We know that China is financially collapsing. China's in serious trouble, serious economic trouble. Y'all need to sell your real estate. I'm sorry that you have to sell the Hilton or whatever companies you own. But you're going to have to sell for a number of reasons. Number one, you need to finish the projects in China. Just a remote viewer, don't be mad at me. I told you this was coming. Now you're going to have to deal with the civil lawsuits because of COVID being linked back genetics, because part of the genetics was from the HIV virus, and it never looked right. They couldn't figure out how this could have happened naturally. Now they're pretty sure it came from the lab. So what does that mean? It means you're open now to civil lawsuits. Anybody who was a victim of COVID, anybody whose family members died, you can pretty much blame China for the death of that family member, which means we're looking at international courts and having to settle out of courts. It's not looking pretty. This goes back to, don't be all mad at me. I'm not against anybody. I'm just a remote viewer. But it goes back to the time for China now to pull back, start getting y'all lawyers. A lot of lawsuits coming. So they have to retract now, and they have to start pulling out of real estate and investments. And so for those reasons, that is why I don't feel the war can progress. I don't think that China and Russia are being completely public about just how bad their financial situation is. And I don't think people totally comprehend just how broke Russia's military is. All right, thank you everybody for this quick remote view. And I guess I'll see y'all Thursday for Hot Topics. We look forward to seeing you then. Be well, everyone, and stay safe. Bye-bye.